Hey. Okay, here we are again. I actually hit the push button to finish button instead of the flip around camera. So I'm going to bring you these ladies. Restoring Hope Sober Services, primary owner Debbie Perkins, and our partner Debbie Erin Doherty.
Hi, my name's Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
I'm a very grateful recovering addict and alcoholic. And the reason that I started this company was I've been through more than most in my childhood. I was a full-blown drug addict by the time I was 10. You know, I used to always say to people with their masters, have you ever been raped? Have you ever been molested? Have you ever, you know, all the astronomical things that I went through as a child. And when they said no, I would just shut down. You know, I would tell them, you don't get it. You know, I was molested, I was raped, my parents committed suicide. My little brother died early of lung cancer. My ex-boyfriend came over, tried to kill me. I mean, all these things that I went through, and I just stayed numb through it all. You know, what I found out today is that I found my passion in helping others to recover in their disease of alcoholism and drug addiction. You know, I started with a halfway house 6 years ago. My clean date next month, I'll have 8 years. I was one of those ones that they said would never ever become a productive member of society. You know, and in my opinion, you know, somebody that's been through everything that I've been through is a perfect person to help somebody that's lost in their disease. I wouldn't listen to anybody had they not been through what I went through. And what I found out owning my halfway house is my success rate is bar none to most. I have never co-ed. I have never coupled up. I am strictly all men houses and all women's houses, period. You know, with the structure that I put in place, not only do I know what it takes to get sober, but I know what it takes to stay that way. So I went back to school and I got educated because God knows I had all the street smarts that I needed, and there was nothing anybody could say to me that I hadn't been through, not in my addiction. You know, so I learned how to do recovery one day at a time, but I had to get honest with my past. You know, people are saying, Debbie, you got to forgive the person that molested you. How do you do that? You know, and that's my goal, to teach people everything that I went through in my early recovery. You know, the first 6 months to a year was tough for me. You know, I did a whole lot of crying, I did a whole lot of soul searching, and I did a whole lot of sitting on my hands. Because all my life, all I knew how to do was not feel at all. So in early recovery, it's really, really hard. There's things that need to be put in place that people have to do to get long-term recovery. So the purpose of me putting this business together was because I knew that I had the strength, the courage, and the hope to help others to recover from their addiction. I'm a nationally certified interventionist. I'm a life coach. I'm a recovery coach. I'm certified in anger management, case management, family counseling, and I'm also I have my International Master's Addiction Coaching certification. I went back to college. I'm one class away from my bachelor's in supervision and management. But the biggest and the best thing that I did for myself is I went back to school and educated myself to be able to help those that didn't have any hope. You know, I know how to help families to not do what they continue to do, which is enabling your children. You know, tough love is a hard thing to do, and that's where they bring me in. That's where they bring my company in. Because I know how to make somebody feel at home and to feel at peace enough to just talk to me about what's going on. Because I can just sit down with you and I can show you some mugshots of my disease without saying a word. The progression of my disease. And that's what purpose of us putting this video together, to just tell y'all just a little bit of pieces of each one of us so that you can understand why we're doing what we're doing. You know, I went back to school with Callie Estes. I took all my classes with her. The best thing that I ever did for myself. You know, I'm hugely blessed, and every time I turn around, I'm getting phone calls from people that say, you know, there is no hope for this person. I want those people. I want the ones that they say never ever will become a productive member of society. Because those are that's what they said I was. They wanted to lock me away for life and said that I would never become a productive member of society. 8 years sober, I proved you wrong. Not only am I a productive member of society, but I'm happy. I have peace in my heart, but I had to do the work. And that's our goal, is Restoring Hope Sober Services, to teach others to be happy, joyous, and free. You know, it's not an easy thing to do. But I'm blessed to be where I'm at. I got amazing people in my corner. I have success rates, and I have kids. And yes, I call them my kids because that's just that personal to me. I got some 60-year-old kids out there doing the dang thing, you know? That's right. And they're still contacting me on, you know, every week or once a month, or they just reach out to me and just say, thanks, Deb. That's why I do what I do. You know, and I can get testimonials from dozens and dozens and dozens of girls and guys that went through my houses that are out there, and they're married now and they have kids and they're just happy. So I'm so blessed to be a part of Restoring Hope Sober Services. I'm blessed to be where I'm at in my life. You know, life ain't easy on a good day, but what I can tell you is it's way better than any day that I ever had out there using. I just didn't know that this was available to me, and I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for today, you know, and I learned how to stay sober just one day at a time and do the best I can in each one of my days. You know, I met Robin, and what a rock star this dude is. You know, he makes me smile on a daily basis. You know, we're all hard-headed. We all have our opinions, and we all have our ways, but we all three work together, you know, and we all feed off of each other. And that's why we're so good at what we do, because we're three different individuals with sobriety. You know, my amazing friend Erin, she had 20 years sober, you know, and she went backwards and relapsed. And everything that I learned from them, you know, keeps me sober on a daily basis. This is my best friend. Aww. You know, coming up with, what, 5 years sober you just picked up?
Mm-hmm.
And,
right. Booyah.
And, you know, she learned, I mean, she had some amazing astronomical trauma that she went through in her life. You know, and what she learned was you can't stop working a program. You know, this ain't I'm cured disease. It's funny, I saw putting somebody up in Mexico, you know, the 90-day cure. Are you kidding me?
Talk about your female sober living with a lot of the pets.
Oh, yes. A big part of my story is animals. And I had an animal a horse that I thought rescued, and ultimately he ended up rescuing me. And so my sober living is pet friendly. And I have dogs and cats and pigs and goats and horses, surrounded by horses. And what the animals give back to you is bar none, you know, to anything that I've ever done long term. Because in early recovery, I needed something to love me. You know, instead of going out there and picking all the broken men, you know, what I was known for was finding the brokenest man in the rooms and taking him hostage. That's what I did, because it was easier to fix him than it was to fix me. So I got a dog and I got a horse, and these animals, I stayed away from men. For the first year, I did what I was told. And my animals taught me how to love again. So with that, I made my houses pet friendly, because I know with those animals, they're going to help every single person that comes through my door. And they do on a daily basis. I got a little French bulldog that a man that I was seeing, my first healthy relationship, he passed away of stage 4 throat cancer in my 3rd year of recovery, and he bought me this dog right before he died. It's the best thing he could have done for me, because I hung on to that dog until I could heal from losing him, you know. So I'm really blessed to be a part of this. I'm proud to be, you know, Robin and Erin are my dogs. They're my partners in crime. We get out there and we save lives. I'm chasing people down in the streets on a daily basis. You know, and I do what I got to do to help them.
On the daily. Giving back to the community as well. Homeless drives and feeding the homeless, and car washes, raising funds.
So we do what we got to do. And, you know, I see somebody sitting on the corner. I just saw a guy sitting in front of Walmart with a dog. You know, I not only did I help the guy, but I helped that animal. You know, because what I truly believe is that God put us on this earth to help each other. You know, and I had to stay humble. You know, my humility is my biggest gift that God could have ever given me, because I don't ever forget where I came from. And do I think about using? I do. I'm a drug addict, and I will always be a drug addict, but I'm a drug addict in recovery.
That's right.
And I know where the heck I came from, and I know what I need to do if the thought comes. I call my sponsor, I do the work in the program. You know, so truly blessed to be here. And with that, Erin, bring
wow. How do you compare to that?
How do you follow that up?
How do you follow that up? How do you follow that up? You know...
who are you?
My name's Erin Doherty. I'm a drug addict and an alcoholic. And I come from a family of long line of addicts and alcoholics. My father died 42 years old. He literally drank himself to death. I have 2 kids that are in recovery, thank God, today. One of the reasons that I am involved in this is because, I know the pain of being a parent and watching your children struggle and being powerless to do anything to help them. And it's hard. It was really hard. It was probably one of the hardest things for me. I relapsed with 20 years, like Debbie said, and it's because my ego was so big. I have 20 years, and I didn't need meetings anymore, and I didn't need to help people anymore, and I just thought I could just skate by on what recovery I had already had, and that didn't happen for me. I do know that if you don't work a program of recovery every day, it doesn't matter if you have 1 day or you have 20 years, you'll use again if you're a real drug addict and alcoholic like I am. And I did pick up, and I did things in those 4 years that I never thought I would do again. I smoked pot with my kids. And it was a struggle to come back. But I did, and I did it at first because I wanted to teach my kids, you don't have to live like this. And what's amazing is that I stopped, when I finally put it down again, my son and I celebrate 5 years. Actually, Friday we pick up our medallions, and he came in 3 days after me. And, it's just, I've had halfway houses for the last, I had them 15 years ago before halfway houses were halfway houses. And, what we do is we don't do insurance and the IOPs and stuff like that. We take them right out of the streets, no job, no clothes, no food. The guys in our house pay it forward. This guy doesn't have food, they feed him. We make sure they're clothed. We give them an opportunity to get a job and start getting back on their feet. And, that's what somebody did for my kids, because I couldn't help them anymore. And that's why I'm so involved in this recovery thing and trying to help everybody. I think everybody deserves a shot. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. I don't ever lose hope that somebody can make it. I have a 26-year-old who's got 4 years, and he lived on the streets, and I would drive down the road and see him and beg him to get in the car, and he wouldn't. And I couldn't help my own child. And so now it's kind of become a family affair. Debbie and her family, we're all just one big family. Robin, and we call each other, hey, can you help us? We got to go get somebody out of a motel that's killing himself. And we do those things. And how I sleep at night, knowing that, I'm doing it just for the sake of helping somebody else. I believe that some of us are God's chosen ones, and I believe that about us, that God chose us because we have compassion, we have hope. I can tell you that no matter what, you don't pick up. We pick up because we want to, not because of the tragedy, not because our boyfriend left us, not because we lost our job. My grandchildren drowned Thanksgiving 2 years ago, and one of them passed away, and one of them is never going to be the same. And their dad didn't pick up, and I didn't pick up, and their uncle didn't pick up. And what we learned is hope, and when we share that, we have hope. So Restoring Hope Sober Services is special to me and to Debbie and to Robin because we've lived out there. We've been in the trenches. We're in the trenches every day. Just the community we live in, Palm Beach County, has a huge homeless population, 75% of them being drug addicts and alcoholics with nowhere to go and no hope. So that's what we're trying to instill in people, is that there's hope, and let us try to help you one person at a time. That's all we can do, is just help people one person at a time.
Thank you for doing that. Think you guys want to add real quick?
Yeah, I just want to add a couple more things. The reason that we're so good at what we do is because of what we've been through. You know, it took somebody like me to help me, because I didn't want to hear anything anybody else had to say unless you've been through what I did. That's why my success rate is bar none, better than most, is because I can relate. It doesn't matter what you say, I can relate to it. You know, I haven't really been on an intervention that wasn't successful. I'm blessed to be able to have gone through everything that I went, because God put me on this earth to help everybody that's gone through what I did. Nobody can say to me, you haven't been through it, because guess what? I'm one of the ones that did. And I'm one of the ones that says, yeah, I survived it, and I'm happy. So anybody that has anybody out there that needs help, please reach out to us. My phone is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm willing to help anybody out there that needs something.
561-880-7877.
Yep.
561-574-3208.
Thank you, lady. And me, you can find me on Facebook. I'm everywhere because I want to promote that message of hope. These ladies, like I said in my previous video, have helped me become the man that I am, and given me a lot of hope and inspiration. We all have other jobs. We have our own businesses. I have a business geared to helping military veterans, a Vision for Veterans Incorporated, which I employ homeless military veterans and give them employment opportunities. Acme Ranches, Debbie Perkins. She's also a published author on many books. They have a wealth of experience and knowledge, hands-on experience and knowledge that we can apply and help other people. We're hands-on. We've been there. We relate. And I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed to be here with these ladies. We are best friends, and we know people that know people. We're not trying to make money, you know, putting heads in beds. We want to partner with reputable, reliable, and respectful people. You know, coming in, they both told me you need to be a man of dignity, honor, and class, and that's the man I want to portray today. And I have a lot of amazing male role models as well. We're going to be working with Tim Ryan. We're applying for our 501c3 non-certification, but we will be operating under a Man in Recovery Foundation, and we have nothing but love and respect for Mr. Ryan. We're also working with Katie Donovan. She is a family recovery coach, and in the coaching industry, we're family as well. And we got that certification through Cali Estes. We have a network of coaches in every area of the country that can help us and apply their skills and their knowledge to help your loved one, you or your loved one, get the treatment that you need. And we don't want to, just like I said, put heads in beds. We want to give everyone a fighting chance. We try to help everybody. We're not trying to make money on people. We're trying to help people. We're trying to bridge the gap between addiction, isolation, to recovery, and give you reputable, reliable resources to achieve that goal. I'm truly blessed, honored, and grateful to be here. I have to get back to my other job, but I wanted to give you an introduction to these ladies. I'm bringing them with me on the road to the speaking engagements I have coming up. We're going to be in Kentucky in September. Todd Barrick, Andrew Hager have an event in Kentucky. We'll be coming as a team. Restoring Hope Sober Services, and we're going to be talking about us trying to spread some hope, get some hope, baby, and provide some resources. So if you're out there and you want to be linked up with some reputable, reliable, ethical, moral people, hit us up. Restoring Hope Sober Services. This is being broadcast from the No More Heroin page. We have the petition linked to the page demanding a national state of emergency for the heroin and opioid epidemic and increased access to treatment resources on every level. I have a lot of resources at my disposal and people that are on this mission with me in this path that I am walking today. Walking that redemption road, baby. No one is so far gone that they can't be saved. I'm going to end this. We'll be back with you sometime in the future with more videos on what we're doing, upcoming events. But until then, please, when you've lost all hope, reach out to Restoring Hope Sober Services. We can help and guide you. Believe that. Love y'all. Bye.